What's going on, guys? I'm Evan Salvay, and today, as you can see, we're in beautiful San Diego Bay, and we're aboard a 2020 35 Invincible Cat. Now, we're taking this listing here at Zorn Yacht Sales, and we're doing it for a few reasons. One of those reasons is the current captain of the boat, one of my really good friends here in San Diego, has had a great experience fishing this boat over the last couple of years. I've had to live vicariously through his exploits at times when my needs have pulled me away from the bluefin bite, and I've just seen a lot of great reports of them whaling on big bluefin and yellowtail. Another key reason is I actually met the owner. We came down here and we walked through the boat a few weeks ago, and I was just really impressed with both his connection to the boat as an owner, the care that he's put into the boat. It's been inside kept boat at a storage facility. He's done a lot of sensible upgrades, and the boat just overall shows very well for the level of fishing that I know it's done. And the third reason is, over the last decade, as Southern California's fishery has developed, especially the bluefin fishery, catamarans have just kind of taken the center focus point for the performance center console. They're just great hulls, whether it's an Invincible or Freeman or others, for running, way out west, catching big bluefin, and then getting home in any weather condition. So this is a really nice example of a performance cat that's going to hopefully go to new ownership with some great stories, a good maintenance history, and it's going to continue to perform as it was built for hopefully many years to come. We'll go up to the front. I want to walk her kind of from front to back. I want to frame out the beam here and show you guys what you're going to get if you become the new owners of this beautiful boat. So, starting in the front, you're going to see a lot of space. And space is kind of the hallmark aspect of catamarans. The reason why a lot of people choose catamarans is because they are very beamy. The way that space carries into a fishing context is you can put your whole crew up here, whether they're throwing the jig, throwing the popper, whether they're fishing the kite or processing fish. It's just a big dance floor that everybody can engage with at the same time. You don't have to segregate people into different corners of the boat to just do basic fishing activities. You're also going to see a big kind of sunbed up here. So if you're cruising or chilling, somebody's very comfortable up here. Underneath there, you have a ton of storage, which is great for your tackle. And that storage extends into a series of boxes on the deck here. We have a ton of rod holders all over the gunnel, recessed into the console. And then we have these burn-wind accessory mounts, which can accommodate specialized stuff such as cutting boards. When you look at the overall kind of console design, you're going to see black pipe. That black pipe is in right now cosmetically. It's also nice because it protects the bare aluminum from pitting, and it makes your job from a maintenance perspective a lot easier. One thing that's really good about this particular black pipe is you don't see a lot of corrosive elements coming in around the screw holes. It's kind of a common issue you see with powder coat, but we don't see it a lot on this boat. A quick scramble to the tower, and you're going to kind of see some other cool elements. We've got a big center console box up here with all your full functionality. So you got steering and throttles and a screen. We also have an open top up here so you can fish from the upper station. And a lot of guys love to do that. If you're chasing foam or fishing a kite, it's great from a captain's perspective. It's great from a captain/owner's perspective. Moving into the main helm area, I'm going to back her up a little bit because we are sliding a little closer to that skyline. You're going to see dual Garmin screens, okay? Garmin, once again, it's what I use, it's what I trust, it's what I use on my boat and most of the boats in the programs that I run. We also have center ICOM VHFs that can monitor 2 different channels at the same time, 1, 2, and we've got a fusion controller. One of the unsung elements of these modern center consoles, of these big cats and others, is the sound system, and it's pretty important to have a good one. I feel like a good sound system spiritually grounds you on the way out to the grounds, and then it makes the ride back enjoyable. So we've got good JL audio, good balance of sound, both subs and mids, spread all throughout this boat. They sound great. The quality's fantastic. We got 1, 2, 3 seats here. That's triple row seating. That's going to be awesome for people who just want to be comfortable on their way to and from the grounds. The vinyl looks great all throughout the boat. Very little tears, very little sun damage. It's evident that this boat has been kept inside. The vinyl's kind of where damage shows for boats that have been left exposed, that boats that have not been maintained properly. It always shows in the vinyl because sun damage, UV damage is so significant. But this boat being kept inside, we see very little UV related damage anywhere on the boat. Moving into the main cockpit area, the idea of the big cockpit to mimic the big foredeck there is very evident. You can see these burn-wind accessories. You can see the extension of these numerous rod holders all throughout the gunnels. Some other cool things that you're going to see, though, are this big transom live well here. I'd say that's like a 3-scoop live well. And then we have a big deck slammer here, which is at least as big as the transom live well. The slammer is a really cool component that you see on a lot of these performance center console builds. It's just as good as a big center mounted tank, and a lot of times it's even better because they're pressurized, so you don't see as much sloshing. So you got a big transom tank here, and you got a big deck slammer. We have additional seating back here, so your boy who lost a big fish of the day, he can reflect on his choices while he stares at the wake and recenter his mind for his next fishing journey. Looking at these engines, we have to have a conversation about boat 450s because they kind of have a mixed review as far as ownership goes. I've experienced these 450s firsthand. There is some issues with the engines, but a lot of those issues can be mitigated with good ownership. One of the issues you see on these was a lot of the early gen lower units blew. These have brand new lower units. They've got, I think, sub 50 hours on them. Those brand new lower units are the latest gen lower units from Mercury, which means any improvements that they've made over the course of this engine's lifespan have been basically bolted to the bottom of these engines. Another issue that we've seen with these 450Rs is corrosion and corrosive elements around the pulleys and the flywheel. The owner of this boat has a proprietary coating system that he's applied to the engine block, to the pulleys, to the flywheel. When I pulled the cowlings off this boat, I was amazed at how clean they are. These are the best kept 450s I've ever seen. So I think that for somebody who's going to purchase this boat, maybe perhaps a little bit nervous about the reputation of these particular engines, they're going to feel really good knowing that the person who has run this boat for close to 600 hours has done everything in his power to make these the best 450s available anywhere on the West Coast. So the power package here is going to push this boat along at about 35 knots. You're going to be able to open it up on the top end quite a bit more, and that's going to get you to the grounds and back, whether you're way out west or just at the Donatos here, in good time with good comfort. Overall, this is a wonderful boat. I think this boat's going to do very well for somebody who wants to step into a performance cat, somebody who wants an introduction to this class of boats, somebody who wants to go fishing on the weekends or go fishing all week in a professional context. This boat's going to show very well cosmetically. It's going to ride through any ocean, and I'd love to show you some more features in person if you guys want to come down to San Diego and take a look at it. Of course, my name is Evan Salvay. I represent Zorn Yacht Sales, but I represent my own individual belief that ownership for boats can be made to be a really special, enjoyable experience. We love to talk nuance. We like to put things into context. We like to have the kind of conversations that can only be had with people who live, breathe, and just basically enjoy every facet of the boat buying, selling, and building experience. So give me a call anytime. My number is 310-926-2479, and let's talk about your next steps in boat ownership. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.